Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you game number 2 of a 3-game show match that I have sponsored between my good friend Scan, the professional Terran player, and ssinz, one of the best up-and-coming Protosses out there. Both these guys have that ASL experience and are playing really hard recently, you know, trying to really move up those ranks of the Korean pro gaming scene. Now, game number 1, if you missed it, I definitely suggest you go back and take a look. It was a pretty good one, but very slow in the beginning. Both players kind of skirting the edges of what is possible in the matchup, turning into, a battle against the carriers of ssinz. Now, the type of play that ssinz did in that previous game is even stronger on this map, Ascension. So even though he lost the first game doing that, that was Polypoid, and Polypoid is very doable for timing attacks, right? You have some very powerful positions that you can siege in. You only really have to go up like one hill to attack Protoss, which is a big thing. Like, Protosses use high grounds to slow down pushes, and that kind of dictates a lot of how quickly you can move out with a timing attack. And there's not as many like paths to go around them. But Ascension, yeah, it's really quite different. Like, you have so many hills that you're trying to work up. It's a lot further. The ledges are a lot better for carrier harassment as well. So I think, honestly, the build that he used on Polypoid would be better suited here for Ascension. So I'm actually kind of hoping that he does it again. And if he does, I think that would be like a beautiful kind of like, I don't know, a case study in how the map can affect the strategy greatly. Well, either way, it is a gateway coming up. We'll see if he takes that gas in a minute here. This is kind of looking to me like it might be a gateway nexus opener, which is a very good build on the map. And then, of course, we have Scan up here. He's going for his own gas, so it looks like it's probably going to be a factory expand from him. If it is the gateway nexus, unsure as to whether or not Scan will try to bust. Some Terrans let it go up. Some Terrans go and try to bust. I think that busting it is probably oftentimes the right play, but specifically on this map, it's a little bit difficult. This map, because when you drill, you have to go through this little tiny hole here, right? We can show it up here as well. It's a very small hole, and if Protoss fights you around here, it's really difficult to get your units to act correctly. So, yeah, that could definitely play into it. You can't really go around because it takes too long. So either way, we'll see momentarily here. Scan does not scout him first. SCV checks the wrong base on this 3-player map. Gonna head elsewhere now. The Zealot heading up towards Scan. He is making a second Marine. Should be fine. As long as he spots that before the Zealot gets a hit, he can pull back. Factory's still coming up. And, oh, he starts a third depot. So blind third depot here. That means that he will be attempting a bust. He doesn't know about the Nexus yet. He's about to find out, and he'll be very happy that he started this third depot as well. So there we go. He sees it, pulls the Marines back. Okay, good play so far here from Scan. Re-rallies that Marine. Doesn't want it getting hit by the Zealot. Two SCVs come up, and of course, ssinz has to turn around. A lesser Protoss would dive in here and do what damage he can with the Zealot, but if you throw away your first Zealot with a build like this, the bust becomes very, very easy. You really need every unit that you can muster as Protoss to have any chance of holding the Nexus. And of course, even if you hold the Nexus, well, I mean, rather, if you hold the Nexus, you basically win. If you lose the Nexus, it really depends on how many probes were lost and how many SCVs were lost, that type of thing, to decide who's ahead at that point. But yeah, you can definitely lose the Nexus and still be ahead here. We'll see how ssinz actually deals with this. Here come the SCVs. The probe may be waiting to walk and sit here to block rallies, and that's why Scan really paid attention and killed that off with the Vulture. And, oh, he's making a full wall with 2 shield batteries? I've never seen this. The full wall I've seen, and it's really quite intelligent. Oh my god, that's why he put this pylon there. I was wondering about that. Now, you see, he's trying to abuse him at this little choke, and you can see how the Marines are not being able to fire. So, really good micro here from ssinz. Now he can beef them up on the shield batteries. Look at that, heals them completely. And even if you kill this, like, there's no bunker making. He's got 2 shield batteries, throws down another pylon. He's just buying time here. Of course, the damage output is rather high for Terran. Starts to target down a shield battery. Okay, out come the Zealots. Oh my god, the SCV's going in. Oh, he traps one of the goons. Beautiful move right there. Trying to kill off both of these Dragoons. Will he end up losing all the SCVs? A nice drill back there from Scan. Shield battery's getting awfully low on energy. This one is out already. ssinz just trying to hold on at the moment. More and more Dragoons are starting to come out. This is starting to look like a hold from ssinz. It started out pretty well from Scan, I think, considering how big brain the wall is. But the wall is taking too long to get through. And if you don't have a bunker by now, the Dragoon count gets really overwhelming. And that is exactly what you're about to see. Look at this. Trying to run back. He does have mines done, so starting to lay these mines down, but the Zealots just eat right through them. SCV's fighting against Dragoons. That is not going to be a battle that you're going to end up winning, unfortunately. Might end up killing like 2 of these Dragoons, but that is probably about it. So, well, he brings down another one. He's trying to lay those mines. The Vulture's getting pretty darn low, though. Okay, pulls back. Okay, so where are we at? Command Center did get started for Scan at home. Starts an armory. Has some mines out here. That's pretty good. As far as the worker count, right now, obviously Scan was ahead there for a little bit, but the Command Center is not done, and there's 2 probes being produced at a time. So ssinz is going to pull ahead on that. Obviously, he's mining a lot more since he has more mineral patches, despite a similar worker count. And we still have 4 SCVs that are not mining here, so those need to get home ASAP. Another part of the big problem here for Scan is, well, there's going to be a Reaver on the way. So not only does he have to buy this command center, continue SCV production, hit his depots, make siege tanks, he also has to go into siege mode and get an engineering bay and build a lot of turrets. He actually makes an academy, and he does have the armory on the way. Now, here's the problem with that. His siege tank count is going to be rather low. Now, he has a fair amount of vultures out here. So there are possibilities that you do things such as lay mines in anti-Reaver locations, right? Like you lay maybe a mine over here. Maybe you want a mine over here. Probably one back here, over here, maybe here. You know, places that they're likely to throw down a Reaver drop. But, yeah, it's just... ssinz is going to be able to kind of dictate a lot of the flow of this game now. And let's see. I mean, I think you have to go Goliaths out of this one and Siege Tanks out of this one. He is making siege mode. He's not going to have range, so it's not like you can kill the shuttle. Okay, and there's the engineering bay. So that's definitely something that we did need to see here. And the single Goliath that he's making will be enough right at the beginning of the Reaver drop. It can be picked off relatively quickly, but it will make it so he doesn't die when it instantly when it comes in. Whereas if you have 0 anti-air, this Reaver drop will do so much damage, it's unfathomable. Now, here we go. Here comes the Reaver and Zealot. Scan doesn't see it. Oh, no. Oh, no. That was like 5 SCVs right off the bat. This is bad news right now for Scan. A little bit out of position there. 28 to 41. Look at that difference instantly. ssinz is throwing down a 3rd Nexus, as he well should. He can get away with anything, and he is going to go into Carrier. So it's actually somewhat similar to that other game, Reaver into Carrier. Of course, a different opener. All right, Starport coming up. Yeah, this is one of those games where StarCraft actually becomes a bit more of a math problem. There are games like this, and specifically in Zerg vs. Protoss and Protoss versus Terran, where one race just already has kind of an advantage as to kill potential and to like how many expansions that they're getting, right? So like, for instance, Zerg always out-expands Protoss, and Protoss always out-expands Terran. And Zerg always has kill potential against Protoss, where like, oh, suddenly Hydras can come and kind of bust you, right? And Protoss always has that kill potential against Terran. Same type of thing, right? Where they just have the bigger army. If you're out of position, you're in trouble. So in those 2 matchups specifically, you sometimes get into positions like this where a few things have gone wrong. And like here, let's go over it, right? 2 factories. 40 workers against 53 on 2 base. Okay, so that's Scan's position. Let's look over here. 53 workers compared to the 43. Not a lot of gates because he's going into Carrier. He has that very mobile harassment and defense in the Reaver. And he's got 3 Nexuses up already, right? So all these wonderful things are happening for ssinz, and he can actually just explode his gateway count as his probes finish up and as he starts the next round of Carriers. So yeah, it's kind of turning a bit more into a math problem where there's not a lot of play here for Scan. It's not like he can just run around and do damage, right? Like, even if he had vulture speed, there's like a pylon wall. There's goons standing here. There's no real way to get in. Do you go dropship? No, it costs too much. The carriers are coming. You're going to die if you do that. So, again, there's not like a lot of play here. And we're going to see if Scan can do it. But this is looking incredibly grim. Now, he is getting shuttle speed. That's kind of interesting. I wouldn't expect you to get shuttle speed after you start carriers. That seems like, what are you really going to do with the shuttle? But I'm interested and excited to see. Like, is that actually going to be something that complements what he's doing, or is it going to take some of his attention away from what he's doing here? I mean, you're already going to be playing against mass range Goliath, so interesting. Little scan there. Helps to kill off the observer. We'll see if another command center gets started for scan. Nothing as of yet. This looks like a turret location rather than a command center. You normally don't take that base quickly, but who knows? Desperate times call for desperate measures. Now up to 6 gates. Just throwing down a defensive cannon. This is where ssinz is like crossing his T's and dotting his I's. He's asking himself, okay, what can I lose to here? And it's like, well, you know, I guess, yeah, Vulture Drop would do well if he went for it. I mean, it would be like kind of almost a stupid move for Terran. It would be so expensive to pull off. Anyways, the 2 carriers come in, and this is an older tactic where you fight with the interceptors to draw the anti-air, and then you drop Reavers in the base, or Zealots, or whatever. And it's pretty popular on Ascension to do that. But, I mean, Scan is on 2 base. There's no way this is going to really do damage to him. Pretty hurt shuttle, by the way. So there's got to be careful with that. A lot of money invested. Oh, this is... yeah, maybe not the move. Don't think that was the one. But, doesn't matter. He's going to slow down these 2 at 99%. All right, the Goliath's coming in and trying to pick off these siege tanks while his Reavers kill anything that they can right now. They will, of course, get picked off. They actually, I mean, they do better than I thought they would, but, you know. Still, I don't think that was a good move. Whether you get the damage or not, it's kind of like, okay, well, I mean, that's... that's a funny one. All right, now ssinz coming out onto the map. Huge supply advantage. Right now, up by 50 supply. A little chunk of that is probes, but... you know, not the biggest deal there. It's not enough to really swing the army favor into Scan's favor there. Taking a look at this army. So Scan right now, he's gone up to 7 factories on 2 base. I think that's probably the best chance is to just do a 2 base all in. He has +1 with... okay, there's the +1 armor about to finish. +2 attack is going to finish relatively soon. Oh my god, his army getting split up here a little bit. Oh no. Okay, well, that's literally game right there. Like, most of his army is back over here. This was a very sloppy move out, unfortunately. And it was already a game that did not look winnable. So that's it. GG. And ssinz wins game number 2.